Today we're going to be making 3 neutral Valentine's Dollar Tree DIYs. Welcome to Creative by Nature DIY and Decor. My name is Donna. For our first DIY, you're going to need 3 of these frames with the corrugated galvanized metal along with the clip. We are going to be removing the back frame holder and all the little pieces at the back side there. I'm just using some wire snips to pull it off. Next, just use a little screwdriver and remove the clip. So I'm going to cover up the hole that's left behind with a touch of hot glue, and then I'm going to paint it over with some silver paint. It'll look like it's a little bit of a nail head. You could use a bow if you would like. That's completely up to you. So as you can see, I have filled in the holes and allowed them to dry. I have these grapevine heart wreaths from Dollar Tree, along with some branches that I cut up. I am going to glue the heart to the middle frame, and then I am going to be gluing the twigs into place on top of the metal as well. And we are going to be spelling out I heart you. If you're new to my channel, I want to say welcome. I'd love for you to become a part of my community by tapping on the subscribe button along with the bell to keep up to date with all I have to share. So I removed the metal panel along with the backing, and I am going to glue all the frames together. So I'm just adding a bead of hot glue and pressing them together while they are on a flat surface. And then I'm going to take some craft sticks and secure the joints just again with some hot glue. So once you have all the backing and the metal pieces back in place, I am now going to take a cluster of some branches. And as you can see, these branches match in color to the lettering, but you can use whatever you want. You don't even have to use branches if you choose not to. You could just create a hanger using some string, but I really like to use some natural elements to my projects whenever I can. So now I am just taking some twine and I'm going to wrap it around each end of the branch cluster. And then you can tie it off with a knot. So now I'm just kind of measuring to see where I want to place the branches, and I flip my frames upside down, and then I'm going to take some jute twine and I'm just roughly measuring the length of twine that I need to create the hanger. Once you have the desired length, you can then take another piece and cut the exact same length. And here I'm just going to measure again where I'm going to place the twine, and then I'm going to glue the twine into place on the back side of the frame panels. Once the glue has set, you can flip it back over and then slip those strings over your branches, and there you've created a hanger. I have decided that I am just going to tie some jute string to the middle and create a loop for me to hang it on my wall. But if you want, you could just try and slip your hook into the branches and just have it all naturally hung on the branches. I love the unique look of this piece. I think it would be great to hang up year-round, especially in a bedroom. This is great for Valentine's Day. Today's video is part of Heidi Sonboul Valentine's DIY Challenge. Her channel link along with the playlist will be down in my video description below. There will be lots of Valentine's inspiration. For our next Valentine's DIY, I am going to be using this frame that I had in my stash that I had picked up from Dollar Tree a while ago. I am going to be using the back side of this frame. I am going to just glue a piece of twine to create a hanger on the front panel portion. And then I am going to cover the piece with some gel stain, and this color is Walnut. I'm just using a paintbrush to apply it, and then I use a rag to remove the excess. I found these wood hearts in the wedding section at Dollar Tree, and as you can see, there is a little magnet. I am just going to remove that. I end up using a flat palette knife just to pop that off. And then I'm going to take a coarse sanding block and I'm going to sand off all that lettering. Just be careful that you don't sand right through the wood veneer. So I want to distress the frame now, so I'm using again the coarse sanding block, and I'm just sanding off some of that walnut stain. I really like this look. I think it just makes it very rustic in feel. Now I'm using a tumbling block again from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to hot glue it to the back of this wood heart. And then I'm going to apply some more wood glue, making sure that I've got the string in the right position, and I'm going to glue the heart to the middle of the frame. This is a very simple and easy DIY for Valentine's, very neutral in tone, and I love the rustic feel of it. And for our next DIY, I'm using this tray from Dollar Tree, and again I'm going to give it a coat of some walnut stain. I really like this stain. It is from the Decor art collection Americana. Again, I'm using a paintbrush and a rag to apply the stain. You could use some chalk paint as an alternative, that's completely up to you, but I just really wanted a rustic feel to my pieces for today. Once the tray is dry, I am now going to be using some battery-operated fairy lights along with some preserved reindeer moss. As you can see, this moss comes in nice little pieces. I am going to glue the battery pack to the back side of this tray. Just make sure that the battery pack is accessible at the back side so you can replace the batteries. I'm just going to use hot glue to attach it, and you could use Velcro if you desire. Now I'm going to feed the lights through one of the handles on the tray, and I'm just going to wrap the blank wire around the edge, and then using some hot glue, I will attach the rest of the cording to the back side of the tray so you don't see it. Now, my glue gun is a low temp, so I am able to apply the glue, allow it to cool for a few seconds, and then I can use my finger to press it down. Feel free to use finger protectors that you can get from Dollar Tree. So now I flip the box over and turn the lights on, and same thing, I'm going to use some hot glue and I am going to attach the lights to the back side of this tray. Again, I'm just using some hot glue and pushing it down after a few seconds. The nice thing about using these wired fairy lights is that you can move the lights around. Now I'm going to use the reindeer moss and I'm going to use some hot glue and I'm going to press it down into the back side of the tray. Yes, you will be covering up the lights, but it really gives a pretty whimsical glow to the piece. As an alternative, you could use some Spanish moss if you'd like, but I really like the look of the reindeer moss. Here you can see how pretty it looks glowing and how it looks when the lights aren't on. I just love this look. Now I'm going to be using this galvanized word love that I picked up from Dollar Tree, and I'm just applying a generous amount of hot glue, and then you want to push it into the moss. That way here you will have a really good adhesion between the letters and the moss. This Valentine's DIY is so fun and whimsical. I would leave this up year round. I truly, truly love this piece. As always, let me know down in the comments section which one of these DIYs is your favorite. I want to say a big thank you to Heidi and all my fellow creators, and I want to thank all of you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!